Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. So today we are diving into something absolutely fascinating, the architecture of influence and resistance. We're going to literally map out exactly how our social circles, our relationships, and our digital environments shape our mindset. And the crazy thing is, it's often happening without us even realizing it. It's such a powerful lens for looking at our everyday interactions, and I am genuinely super curious to unpack the whole shebang with you. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this with a quote that completely reframes how we think about human nature. You don't resist change, but you resist being changed. Just let that sink in for a sec. It's a really profound psychological concept. As humans, we actually love growth, right? We love getting better and stepping into new phases of our lives. But our innate resistance, it flares up the second we feel like that change is being imposed on us from the outside. When someone else tries to mold us, our defenses go straight up. Think about it. You might want to get organized, but the very second someone tells you how to clean your desk, you instantly want to push back. We aren't fighting the destination, we're fighting the external force trying to shove us there.
And this brings us to a kind of harsh, but honestly liberating reality about human motivation. When a person truly, internally wants to change for the better, they require absolutely zero external motivation. They don't need a pep talk, they don't need constant reminders, and they certainly don't need you to push them. They just do it. On the flip side, and this is absolutely crucial, if someone simply doesn't want to improve, well, any amount of explanation, logic, or pleading on your part is going to be a complete waste of breath. It's basically a binary state. That internal drive is either there or it isn't.
So that leads us right into section 1, the futility of fixing others, or what we're going to call case 1 dynamics. And this brilliantly illustrates what we mean by case 1. It's that super common dynamic where you take it upon yourself to change someone else for their own good. Let's look at the mechanics of playing savior here. Step 1, you jump in, offering your time and effort, like buying a friend a gym membership they never even ask for. But then look at step 2. The entire burden of execution completely shifts. The other person has to choose every single day to be disciplined, consistent, and committed. You literally cannot do that for them. And finally, step 3, the ultimate roadblock. They only change if they actually want to. People are incredibly resistant to change, even when it's undeniably good for them. Bottom line, you simply cannot change others just because you want to see them succeed. Now, obviously, failing to change someone like this is incredibly frustrating. But hey, there is a silver lining. If you try to help someone and they fail to step up, there's minimal harm to you. I mean, what's the real damage here? You lose a bit of time, you might be out some effort, and definitely feel a little disappointment that your hard work didn't pay off. But fundamentally, your life isn't derailed. Your core trajectory is totally intact. You tried, it didn't work, but you survived the whole thing completely unharmed. Let's move to and see how this builds into section 2, the danger of toxic environments. Looking at case 2 dynamics. This is essentially the inverse of case 1, and man, the stakes here are significantly higher for your personal well-being. Let's directly contrast these two scenarios. We've got case 1, trying to fix someone, which as we just saw, carries a very low personal risk. But then we have case 2. This is when you aren't trying to change someone, you're just sticking around a toxic person. And this is a massive threat, because if you stay in this environment long enough without consciously recognizing their bad attitude and negative intentions, it is highly likely that their toxicity is going to seep into you and throw you completely off your own track. Which brings us to section 3, categorizing your circle. We need to ask, who is dragging you down? If we actually want to safeguard our mindset, we've got to take a hard, honest look at the categories of people we allow into our daily lives. Let's break this down. First, you have the leaders. These are the folks who actively help, support, and guide you. Their impact shows direction and is profoundly uplifting. Then you have the neutral people. They provide no active help, but crucially, they do not drag you down. They just kind of coexist with you. But finally, we have the negative people. These individuals actively spread toxicity, demoralize you, and pull you straight down. So the crucial point is this. Negative people are not just passive background noise. They don't just put you in a grumpy mood for a Tuesday afternoon. The real danger, the truly insidious part of a toxic environment, is that they actively drag you down to their level of thinking. It's like a highly infectious mindset. If you surround yourself with people who see obstacles literally everywhere, who complain constantly, and who lack any ambition, your own brain is going to begin to adopt those exact same neural pathways. You will literally begin to think like them. No way around it. And that realization leads us right into our final section, section 4, auditing your entire environment, moving from the micro to the macro. We really need to expand our scope here because negativity isn't just a person sitting next to you at lunch. It's built into our digital culture and our daily habits. We have to be fiercely protective of our mental space and aggressively audit where this negativity is sneaking in. This applies to the information you scroll through on the internet and social media. This applies to the specific news you're watching. This applies to the content you read, watch, and listen to. This applies to your active friend circle. This applies to the thoughts running unchecked in your own mind. And this applies to exactly who you follow and subscribe to online. Negativity will infiltrate through any of these doors if you just leave them unlocked.
Now, what's really interesting about this entire concept comes down to a single number, 1. Because when you look at all those inputs we just talked about, the media, the friends, the internet, the news, there is literally only one entity responsible for auditing them: you. You are the only one who can hit unfollow. You are the only one who can change the channel or log off. You are the only one who can actually choose to step away from a toxic relationship. The architecture of influence is everywhere, but the power of resistance, that belongs entirely to you. So I want to leave you with this stark, vital question to really chew on as you go about the rest of your day. Look closely at your daily habits, look at your digital subscriptions, and look at your closest relationships. Who or what is currently dragging you down to a negative level of thinking today? Identify it, audit it, and take your power back. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep auditing your environment, and I will see you next time.